let us start the meditation. Let's just come into this present moment. Allowing whatever's been stirred up in your day just to settle. Giving it the space to settle. Just gently noticing. Just witnessing what's happening for you right now as you turn your attention within. Coming into your body more. Resting into this embodied experience. And allowing whatever is happening for you and the body to be okay. Any pain, any discomfort, simply noticing. But if you have to move a little bit to be more comfortable, then do so. But if you can just work with it, with the fact that the body, its very nature, is uncomfortable, then we can just work with that. So can we start to notice that the body is just like this? There's always some degree of discomfort or pain or tension. Can we just be with that? allowing it to unravel. Just recognizing this is just the body. It's not my body. It's not me. Wherever you're sitting, however your posture, just notice all the sensations. The aliveness in your whole body. It doesn't matter what the mind throws up in terms of judgments of good and bad, right and wrong, any evaluation. Just let that all go. And just be like a child would, just alive in their body. Awake, but not identifying it as my personal property. Simply a remarkable, uncomplicated, embodied experience that's happening right now. Noticing its constant changes. Its impermanent nature of sensations, vibrations, throbbing, warmth. It's like a bubbling stream of energy. And we can use this meditation to investigate the 4 elements of the body, as well as the 5th, which we'll talk about as we get there. This mindfulness of the body is one of the 4 foundations that the Buddha encouraged us to investigate. The practice of kaya-nupassana, or mindfulness of body. So let's start with noticing the earth element of this body. The earth element manifests as the heaviness, the density, the weight, the solidity. Notice that experience. Feel the bones, the bone density, and the fact that if it wasn't for the element of earth, the reality of earth, we wouldn't even be sitting here. We'd be floating in space. So this body is grounded by the earth, in the earth, as earth. So can you notice your own weight? The pressure, the heaviness, the density. This is the earth element. This body is comprised also of the fire element, the experience of the temperature within the body, the heat, the cold. Noticing where in the body you can feel that fire that's burning, that's keeping this body alive. Without enough of the fire element, the body dies. So notice the temperature in your body. Those parts of the body where you're feeling the warmth. Whether it be the hands or the feet, the belly, the head, the back, there's fire everywhere within this body. We're constantly burning and keeping an average temperature of around 37 degrees within this body. Can you notice that? That flow of energy, that flow that's keeping us warm, keeping this body alive. This is the fire element. This body is comprised of the air element. Noticing the constant breath that moves within, breathes without. But even deeper than that, the oxygen is contained within all the cells. So every part of this body is breathing, is taking in oxygen. So we notice that without this air element, if we go without it even for a minute, this body will start to break down, and eventually, without enough air, we die. So this essential element that we take for granted, but see just how fragile this life form is. We take the air element away just for a minute. This body can't survive as a separate body. This is our life force, our essential element. And when we take in a breath, we take in life for every part of the body, every muscle, every cell, every fibre of our being, every organ. It can't survive without this air. So this is the air element. Allow yourself to fully appreciate that, to fully experience the immediacy of this element. This body is comprised of the fourth element of water. We experience this as the cohesion within the body. Or as the spittle, the blood, the snot, the urine, and how essential this element is to life. We can't go very long without water. Only a short time before the body dries up. And as you keep your attention focused within your body, you can experience this cohesive element, this sense of flow, connectivity, the blood flowing. Our bodies are made up of around 60% of water. So you can notice within your own body the experience of this element. noticing all the elements. The element of fire, the element of air, the element of earth, they become very pronounced and obvious when we turn our attention to them in meditation. We can witness them in the here and now. And this is what the body is comprised of. Its fundamental, elemental nature. It's not a person. It's not a personality. It's not me or mine. It only becomes that when we start applying that label, that identity with thought. And when this body, so-called, dies, it simply returns to the elements from which it has never been separated. And it's only this consciousness that's giving life to this body. Or more accurately, it's a consciousness that is aware of the body. Without consciousness, the body can't be aware of itself. It becomes an inanimate, lifeless form. And there's also awareness of the space element. When we go deeper and deeper, both into the meditation, but also deeper and deeper if one was to look into a microscope. The body is actually comprised of 99.9% space. So this appearance and experience of solidity is actually a delusion. What we are at the deepest level, what we are experiencing, is space. Nothing that you can hold. Nothing that you can delineate. No shape. No form. Simply an awareness of space. And everything arises and ceases within this space. Every thought, every feeling, every sensation, every external sound, sight, taste, is impossible without space. But when we cling, when we identify or hold on to anything as me or mine, as right or wrong, good or bad, we contract into a separate self. Within this vast, fathomless space, we become small, petty, separate, and we suffer. But it's simply a delusion, a dream. Because it's impossible for anything to be separate or outside of this space.